Doom Nation, what is up? And we are back once again with another Doomed review. We are not in the shack in the back. We are not in the captain's quarters. We are over here at Trill Boys with the Last Slice podcast, and we are reviewing something very special. You want to tell them?
Yes, sir. We are reviewing Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
I almost said
No Way Home.
Yeah, all the Spider-Man movies, similar names. Yeah, so
Yep,
we out here.
Homecoming, No Way Home.
We out here in dirty Jersey with the boys, with the
Yes.
Doughboys.
The Doughboys.
And
And we're about to do a Christmas special, so
yeah.
Yeah.
you know, this will come out before the Christmas special, so you'll kind of see like how full tilt we're going to end up going for this Christmas special.
Fitting too, because
Yeah.
fitting too, because there was a Christmas. It was Christmas time in Spider-Man. It's
Yeah.
Christmas time also in Hawkeye. That is confirmed that they're basically going on at the same time.
Just like we were talking about.
Yep.
So yeah, man, what's going on, boys? What do you think? What'd you think of the movie?
So, like I've always said, I try to hate on Marvel really hard.
Oh boy.
But I have to say, exceptional movie. Felt like a kid towards the end.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just spoilers.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
I mean,
We're going in. Spoilers.
We've declared a long time ago.
Yeah. Watching Tobey Maguire come back. I mean, I remember watching him when I was younger, so I was like, "This is pretty." Like, you feel like you're back to being in your childhood. So that was pretty cool. The ending with the suit, I was like, "That. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it." I was like, "This is what I remember Spider-Man to be. Is that?" And that just made me feel so happy. And Marvel's on a fucking hot streak, man.
Yeah.
They're on a hot streak. But
You made that comment. You were like, "Yo, that suit reminded you of like the toys from back in the
The
day."
90s cartoon.
when I was younger,
Yeah.
I had a very big toy my grandmother bought me of that exact suit. I mean, it wasn't like the toys now where you could bend the arms. It was literally in one position, this. And I always played with it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they brought out that suit is insane to me because it was such a curveball. It was like, all right, we're going to go back to the original now.
Well,
And
I
was
mean,
like, this is dope.
There's no more Shield for him. There's no more Happy for him. There's no more Stark technology for
No
him.
more
There's-
Avengers.
It's whatever he had and whatever he's going to create. And so it's back to like who Spider-Man was, like
Yes.
the teenager, the younger guy, and now he's just completely out there on his own.
Yeah. Can I just say one more thing? I think they portrayed him as a teenager very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tom Holland
Yes.
did a great job of being a kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That scene, because I watched the movie a second time. Don't want to say how, but when I watched it the second time, when Toby stops him from like killing Goblin, and he's staring at him like he's like, I know, like I understand. That broke me because it was he went through it. Andrew Garfield went through it.
Yeah.
And as a kid, you're like, yeah, I'm full of rage. And he's like, we're better than this. That
Yeah.
is superhero right there.
Yeah, he was basically telling him, he was like, "Yo, we're Spider-Men. We're better than this. We do not kill. We don't do anything like that. We're here to like help people out."
Yeah.
You know?
Well, also, like, if you think of it, Tobey Maguire did kill when in Spider-Man 1, he killed the guy who he thought killed Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think Andrew Garfield killed anyone, or did he? Well, no, he didn't let die, but, Gwen wasn't able to be saved.
Yeah.
And, like, they basically stopped Tom Holland from, going over that step, going past that boundary. Like, you're going to be the best of the three of us. Like, we're going to help you, like, fix the problems we had so you could like be the best you can be.
It's crazy because when those other Spider-Man movies came out, you wouldn't have thought there'd be two other ones. Like when Tobey Maguire's came out, you wouldn't have thought there'd be another one. And then when Andrew Garfield's came out, you wouldn't have thought they're going to reboot this again and there'd be another one. And when they were like giving their lessons to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, it almost felt like they had planned this shit the whole time. I'm not even joking because like even the way like each one of them had a different sort of like test their metal sort of scenario, and they all kind of like played in perfectly. Like Tobey Maguire, Uncle Ben died. Andrew Garfield, Gwen died, and then Tom Holland, Aunt May died. So like all three of them didn't have the exact same thing happen to them. It was a different person, but it was just, like, you know what I mean? Like it just worked. I don't know how to explain it. It seemed like they didn't obviously plan this, but it seemed like they did. And like for them to kind of like write this all into retcon it or whatever, man, they did just a completely perfect job
Beautifully
of like
done.
sewing all these different things together.
And that's another thing that I think they did a great job with, and this is why I can't wait to watch Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, is because of that they had the same Peter Parker, the same Spider-Man, same scenarios, but different people. Like the way they did that was great. I really enjoyed that.
I felt like they really did a good job also like distinguishing this Peter Parker from those also. This one reminded me of one of the comic book lines I did read recently, which showed Peter as more of like, he is a very smart guy technologically, similar to like Tony Stark and whatever. And this movie did a good job of portraying him that way. Like, look, I can actually fix you guys, all the problems, the Sinister Six. Like, I could fix you guys your problems because I'm smart enough to do it. When like the other Spider-Man, like they were smart, but maybe it wasn't in their wheelhouse in order to like, it just set him aside from the other two.
Yeah.
What I took from that is that these universes are different. This was the only universe that had Stark technology in it, arc reactor technology in it, didn't have an Oscorp. Oscorp is in all those universes, creates all the villains. Everybody who works, I mean, like you get hired to become a supervillain. So you're like, I'm the janitor, and now I'm the super janitor man, like the sludge monster. You know? So it was kind of a good way to like break up the universes, because now like we were like, if Tony was around, he would have been able to save you guys. Like if Tony was part of your universe, he might have been able to help, you know, Norman Osborn or the Sandman or, you know, Dr. Connors and stuff like that. And that's why, you know, it kind of worked, but you think when they went back, they ended up dying anyway? It could have been an absolute point in time that they had to die for Spider-Man's progression.
Probably. I think, because the way they put it is that, like, they all got grabbed out of their universes right before they died and whatnot. And they were just, like, confused and baffled.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's what happened.
So when they're dying, they're probably unconscious.
Because you remember, Doc Ock was like, yo, the last thing I remember was that Peter was helping me destroy the sun thing, and literally everything just went blank.
Yeah.
And he didn't remember anything after that. So pretty much all of them were being grabbed at the point in time when they were about to get killed.
Well, the Sandman wasn't dying, though.
Yeah, the Sandman, So a lot of people are saying that Sandman probably got picked up earlier in Spider-Man 3 in that scene when he's in the sewer fighting Black Suit Spider-Man. So they're saying there's rumors or theories that he got pulled out at that exact time.
Okay. You know what I thought was really well done, just like story-wise? They took Doc Ock, and his story in Spider-Man 2 was that he was a good guy. He was not an evil person. It's the arms, like, you know, turned him bad. Like they corrupted his mind, right? And that movie plays out with him being like defeated by Spider-Man in the end, and, you know, like drowning in the river and whatnot, and never like that villain gets defeated. So then he comes into this movie, Doc Ock, and he's still that way, and Spider-Man like fixes him. Tom Holland fixes him. That almost like completes the story arc from Spider-Man 2 the way it probably should have been. Like this guy, something bad happens to him, he becomes a villain, and then he's literally helped and fixed, and he goes back to being the guy he was at the beginning of Spider-Man 2. Yeah. I thought that was well done.
That
That's
was
like,
a nice moment.
Yeah, that was a touching moment when what you call it, Toby sees him and they have that little talk or whatever.
Yes.
And Toby brings up that same line from the second movie. He's like, "I'm trying my best."
Right.
And whatnot. I was like, "Oh, dang!"
There was a lot of emotions in this movie. One thing though, like the first big cheer, man. The lawyers at Black Murdoch, man, and he's boom. Oh God, it was just so good.
Matthew Murdoch from. Remember, we are in a review, right? Matthew Murdoch from the Netflix Daredevil series. He was the lawyer. He only had that brief cameo.
Yep.
That also confirms that he's going to be in the MCU now, and that was perfect. A lot of people thought that was coming, and it did come. Well, real quick before we get off of Doc Ock, I just wanted to point out, going back to your George Washington Bridge thing, when Doc Ock first showed up in the movie, he was on the Cross Bronx Expressway, on the bridge right next to the approach to the George Washington Bridge.
I know where this is going.
So I have now the perfect method for you launching people who get stuck on the George Washington Bridge. You need a Doc Ock suit, bro, and you wear the Doc Ock suit. You could pick up cars and you could fling them off the bridge.
Yes,
and true to real life, that was a traffic jam that you would see on the George Washington Bridge in that area. So, I mean, that was realism, folks, realism.
That the studio and the production company was just like, you know what? Let's just not do CGI. Let's not do green screen. Let's just go there and fucking film because it's always standstill.
Yep.
It was easy.
Traffic's not going
Yeah,
nowhere.
they didn't have to stage it or anything.
Dude, when they panned over and they said Cross Bronx Expressway, I looked at Bodega Cat. He was sitting next to me. I was like, well, this is true. It looks just like it.
Yeah.
It looks just like it. They got it down pack.
You got to understand, there's so much traffic on the Cross Bronx that even in different universes, there's still fucking
Yes.
traffic.
That's one thing that goes
That's one
across
thing
the
for
entire
sure.
multiverse. Traffic on the Cross Bronx. Real quick.
Imagine
real quick.
you're like about to like go on the Cross Bronx and they do the same thing. They pull your body and you're going back to another universe and you're still in the fucking traffic. So your body's just literally, you're just in constant traffic for your whole entire infinity of life, you know? A fucking piece of shit.
I was going to say real quick, we are doing a lot here tonight. So Zach is here. You want to give you my phone? You want to text him, tell him how to get up here?
Hold on.
We have another guest joining us for the stuff later. So just wanted to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
While I'm sitting out there and waiting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So man, I mean, this movie was great though. One thing that's funny, I was not able to go to the actual movie theater myself and watch it, so I had to watch it like pirated on the internet.
Here comes the FBI.
Yeah, I could care less. They're gonna come after us anyway for domestic terrorism. So it was tough to watch though. It was a good quality that I found, but it was tough to watch because like when especially when they went to like dark scenes, the camera the guy was using in the movie theater unfocused. And it was like blurry. So
Right.
like in certain areas, I couldn't really see what was going on until we refocused back. And the two end credit scenes, hilarious. The guy, it was in Korea, I'm pretty sure, where he was recording this. So the movie was in English in Korea, and they had Korean subtitles, but he managed to keep the camera above the subtitles. When it got to the end credit scene, the first one, with Tom Hardy, for whatever reason, that was in Korean. So I'm watching that, and the whole thing's completely in Korean. I don't speak Korean, don't know anything, so I have no idea what's going on. And then as soon as that's over, he shuts off the camera and leaves. So I missed the second end credit scene.
Yeah. Which is just the trailer should be dropping soon of Doctor Strange.
Right.
Which that movie I cannot wait to see.
Let's talk a bit about
Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Yes.
He acted completely different in this movie than I remember him in any other movie.
Yes.
His
So-
attitude,
Yes.
his
Yeah, it was a little
arrogance
different.
was all different.
Do we think he's a Skrull and he's not really strange?
I think he knows everything that's playing out.
But
I think he has an intuition. After fighting with Thanos, he's seen a lot more than he should have seen.
he's changed.
Yeah, so he's changed in the sense of that he's seen a lot and he knows, like he said, with the outcome, like how many times if he ever looked into the future and knows what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? So that kind of is depressing too.
Yeah.
So the way like Clint Barton, he's beat up physically from like being through all the wars. Strange is also beat up, but like mentally maybe from going through all these wars, and it's changed his perspective, his personality. Because I agree, he's not acting like Strange or what did in his first few,
His first
on-screen
movie, any of the times he was
appearances.
in the Avengers, he never acted like that.
No.
He was off. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like just there's something about it. He was off. Yeah,
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
They probably told him, "Hey, listen, be miserable, like be a dick."
maybe. I'm just wondering, is it him? He changed, or is it someone impersonating him like the Skrulls? Right?
Also, too, he lost that title, Sorcerer Supreme.
Yes, that's something that
Which was like crazy. I was like, I'd never even thought about that because he got snapped. Then now the next one in line is Wong.
So I thought Wong also got dusted when they got snapped. I'm pretty sure they retconned it so that because
I don't
I'm
know if
pretty
he
sure
did,
he
but
did.
I know how you could feel that because when the portals opened up
He
in
came
Endgame,
out.
he came out right away with Doctor Strange, but I don't know if I don't think he got
I don't think he got
Snapped
snapped. I don't remember.
So he's
I'm not
the
sure.
Sorcerer Supreme now, Wong.
Yeah.
Makes sense too because he has like we saw in the end of Shang-Chi, he's like important now to the Avengers.
Yeah.
He's kind of like one of the guys that's kind of taking up Natasha's role in a way, somewhat.
Something
Speaking
like that,
of, I don't know if it was a confirmed Easter egg, but when they went to Ned's house, and remember his grandma said, "Oh, he's magic, or whatever." Where he kept saying, "Oh, my grandma says we're magic." There was two little weird scenes in the apartment where like it was this green fabric on the table that kind of looked a little 10 Rings-ish, and then they had on the wall like all the knives and swords or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm wondering if like maybe related to Shang-Chi or something like that. I don't know.
Well, you know what he is in the comic books, right?
No.
He's Hobgoblin.
Ned?
Yep.
The Hobgoblin was always Norman Osborn's son.
Yeah, there was like different iterations. There was Harry Osborn was Hobgoblin, and there was a character in the comics called Ned, and he was Hobgoblin as well.
Yes, yeah, I
I'm
didn't
just
know.
gonna let Zach in. Well, you guys keep going.
But yeah, in the comic books, he turns out to be
All right.
Hobgoblin, which
Well,
is like crazy.
He made that promise that I will never turn evil
That's-
and fight you, and
that-
then
when
now
I
he doesn't
heard-
remember it. Like,
Bro, when he said that,
wow, that's a
I
valid
bugged
point.
out. I looked at Bodega. I was like, bro,
He's gonna
that's
be a villain now.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Like, because I already knew, like, since Homecoming, when they introduced Ned, I was like, no way. I was like, they're gonna make him his best friend and shit. I was
Yeah.
like, that's crazy. So
wow, that's a dude.
Yeah.
You guys know your shit, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
dude,
man.
that was complete foreshadowing, 100%, man.
Wow.
Another
and now he
villain?
doesn't know. They don't
Yeah.
know any. Oh
Exactly.
wow.
Another villain that we need to talk about. Oscar-winning nominee right here, William Defoe.
yes,
Oh.
100%.
hands down.
100%.
Oh
Hands
my
down.
good!
100%.
I forgot how good he was back from the original Spider-Man. Like, he's a national treasure, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think his performance in this one was better than the one in Spider-Man.
I don't remember it, so I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah.
Because
Do you think because he was more manic?
I don't
No,
know.
because this time, what made the first Spider-Man so good with the Green Goblin is you could get the intensity of the psycho from behind the mask. There was no facial expressions inside the green mask. Now he broke the mask, and it was all him, and you
Yep.
could tell just by him deepening his voice, like, oh, he's here, he's back to
Yeah.
fuck shit up.
So Willem Dafoe is the GOAT at being the crazy psychopath
Yeah.
person. And you're right. He did a great job of acting like the crazy psychopath person from behind the mask.
Yeah.
But boy, seeing him face to face, it's something special. It reminds me of that meme of him, like him like the savage
Yeah.
meme, racing the back
Him
of the cab
laughing,
going
yeah.
crazy. Like that's
Well, I'm kind
that's
of
the
a
kinda guy.
scientist myself.
That was hysterical. I laughed so hard. That now has to be a new version of that meme.
Yeah.
That has to
I also liked the hood, the sweatshirt turning
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
hood,
Yes.
like because
Yeah.
both of them, the Hobgoblin and the Green
Yeah.
Goblin. There goes
Yeah.
Bella.
That's our studio dog.
Spider-Man.
Spider
Dog.
Dog.
Spider Dog.
Spider
Security.
Pop.
Yeah, Zach. I think Zach is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
No, he walked in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me bring Spider Dog in here. Let's see what
Spider
Spider
Dog.
Dog thought of the movie.
No, but how insane was that first fight in the apartment building with
Oh.
Peter versus Green Goblin?
Yes.
Bro, I was like, that whole fight scene was insane.
It just
Yeah.
shows that the Green Goblin is one of the top Spider-Man villains
Oh,
Yeah.
out
hands
there,
down.
man.
Hands
Yeah.
down.
Out there.
Hands down. Like,
It's a bit of a shame though that like there is no Norman Osborn in the
MCU.
in this. He said it. He's like, someone else lives in my house.
it was like weird. I don't know. Unless they're gonna leave it open.
Yeah. Take a seat. Take a seat. So, did you see Spider-Man?
I don't plan on it, so you can.
Okay, so we could spoil the whole fucking thing for you.
That might
Great.
be his,
I watched the original Spider-Man, and I heard that the Tobey Maguire kid made a comeback, and so I don't know. I don't know if it. At first, I was like, maybe I'll be interested in it because of the fact that the original.
You just put it on your head. I'm
I,
sure
don't know,
you've
I
done.
can't find left or right though.
I think the usually left is the cord here on the audio.
It's unisex.
There you go. Yeah, it is.
It's trans.
Hello.
All right, let's turn. Can we turn this down a little bit? I am fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all gonna be wearing sweaters, so it should be a good
No,
time.
I mean volume.
When we told Zach to wear an ugly sweater, he took it literally.
Yeah, he got a
No,
Nike.
I got that text and I was like, I looked into my drawers and I was looking for anything that could be even remotely. I've never ugly sweater like we've never had it. Like in South Dakota, that was never a thing that people did. And so I was like, I could like cut holes in an old sweater, or I could just wear something presentable.
True.
Which is
You
to
made
me
the
is a,
right
is a
choice.
navy Nike sweater.
All right.
And I could come in here and I could ruin whatever you're doing about Spider-Man. That was the goal.
Good.
Come in here and fucking talk about, like, what's his name? Tom Holland?
Yeah.
That fucking, I don't even like him as an actor. You know what? I'll tell you what I think about the fucking Spider-Man movie. It sucked. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it wasn't the first one.
Okay.
And I have that thing where if it's not the first, I have a hard time breaking tradition, movie-wise. But I heard, listen, friends told me it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Do you watch any of the Avengers with Tom Holland in it or no?
No, dude, I don't watch anything Superman.
Okay.
Or
comic book hero.
Yeah,
Fair,
yeah.
Gotcha.
fair
I
enough.
could never get into it.
So you're like a Waterworld guy, where it's like you get the one movie and that's it. There's no sequel.
Yeah, unless it's
Like what was it? Kevin Costner. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
do sequels.
It wasn't a Waterworld
That's
too?
you. No.
Nah.
No?
that's
Never?
hilarious because I grew up
In Waterworld?
I grew up watching Water's World on Fox News. No, I grew up 3 houses down from a nursing home where his parents stayed, Kevin Costner's parents.
Oh, wow.
And my cousin worked at the assisted living home, and Kevin Costner would come and visit, and she said he was a fucking dick.
Oh yeah,
I can
believe
imagine.
it. I believe it.
Hollywood elite, shocking.
Yeah.
All right, so sorry. But getting back to Spider-Man real quick.
Yep.
Who cried when Aunt May died?
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you fucking
I'm
pussy.
dead
You pussy.
inside.
You didn't cry.
I did.
Dead inside. I have
Yeah.
no emotions left
No, I
in me.
cried. Yeah, it was sad. Even through like
Leslie's still upset.
my blurry Korean guy video camera in the movie theater, I cried through that. So that was sad.
I only shed one tear for when Andrew for when Andrew Garfield saved MJ. When like
Yes.
he
Yeah,
got
yeah.
to redeem
That was the one.
himself.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, if they're gonna let another girl die at this kid's hands.
Also, too, like the scene when they met up with Tom Holland Spider-Man on the roof, and they were talking about like the people who passed
Yeah.
in their universe, and then when it was Andrew's turn, saying like, "Oh, I lost the one that I loved, Gwen." That one hit.
Yeah.
Because
That
Yeah.
scene was great when they all started talking because, like, Tobey Maguire was like, yeah, you know, I took on Green Goblin before, and Tom Holland's like, yeah, Thanos, and like Andrew Garfield was like, yeah, I fought like a robot rhino guy.
Yeah. Robot Ronald. It was fun, man. There was a lot of like nostalgic things
Yes,
in there,
yeah.
you know, especially for Toby. Toby was our guy when we were kids.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, yeah.
like the first Spider-Man in live action movie.
I heard from one of my friends who actually is he works for a Hollywood agency. He told me that the Tobey Maguire performance was not great though.
I didn't think it wasn't bad.
He said that it was.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see what you
maybe
It
mean.
was
it's
like-
one of those things. Was he maybe he was measuring it up to the feeling that he had when he first saw it back then? The
Right.
memory fails us.
Yeah.
So maybe it was that type of thing. But
Yeah.
he was not pleased.
It did seem.
He's also a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He,
Tobey
there
Maguire
there
himself?
was
Yeah.
a few
Yeah, Tobey
like
Maguire
weird
and
parts
the
of
guy
it.
that-
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I thought you meant the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the guy and Tobey Maguire probably.
when like Tobey Maguire stared Tom Holland down, like we got it, but like it was a weird stare.
Yeah,
it was
like
it was like
weird.
this dead fish eye stare to him.
This is also
Yeah.
like that Peter Parker like 20 years
Yeah.
later too,
Which-
right? So
yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
Which they made it great when he was like, "Oh no, my back's
back.
going
Yeah.
out, my back's going out."
Yeah, I did think it was really cool when he stepped in and stopped, Tom Holland,
Yeah.
Peter Parker from killing Norman. Like,
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciated that. And then just in spoiler warning, and Norman, the way Norman is he stabs him in the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
After all that, so
Yep.
that's exactly who Norman was.
Yep.
Again,
What Easter eggs did you guys find?
Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed that. Did you see the graffiti that was like around like the film? There was a graffiti on the truck. There was a graffiti on that rooftop. It was for Steve Ditko.
No.
Who's
I
that?
know the graffiti on the truck that had the lizard in it, but I had no idea what it said.
I don't know who that
Yeah,
is.
so it had the name of the first Spider-Man comic book artist, Steve Ditko.
Okay, that's like that's real
Yeah.
deep nerd
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
So
I caught that like real quick. I was like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, yo.
they did manage to sneak a woke thing in. When,
I saw that.
yeah, I saw that.
I know what you're talking about.
when Jamie Foxx was talking about like Spider-Man, how he wanted like a black Spider-Man. I guess.
Well, yeah,
you
but
could say.
that's-
What was he said exactly?
Well, no,
I
he
didn't
said-
really hear it 100% because of my low quality video
So he
that I was
he
watching.
looked at
but
Andrew. What?
What was it that you were watching? You didn't
I
see it in
I watched it
theaters?
like pirated. Yeah, I couldn't get to the movie theater.
It was a $5 bootleg, but it was a good bootleg. It
You
was,
paid for it?
no,
No.
It
Yeah.
was on
Stream East.
yeah.
So
my God.
Electro is talking to Andrew Garfield, and he's like, "You're a poor kid from Queens, and you helped out all these poor people." And he's like, "Man, I really thought you were black." He was like,
Yeah.
he's like, "Why would a white kid be doing this?" But he was alluding to Miles Morales.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. I
And-
get that.
Yep.
And man, the end credit scenes, I really thought we were gonna see Because Miles Morales' whole story is there's a rip in the multiverse. He gets sucked through just like all these villains did, just like all the other Spider-Mans did. But then it closes and he gets stuck in the universe.
Well, Miles is already in the MCU.
No, Miles' uncle is. Have they ever shown or said who?
Yeah. So what you call it? His uncle, who was betrayed by Childish Gambino,
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, I have a nephew, just like you're almost your age or whatever."
Wasn't that
whatnot.
that was in the first Spider-Man?
Yep. Yeah.
Far From Home, right? Yeah, I remember it. I was like, this has something to do definitely with
Yep.
Miles
But
Morales.
it could be
yeah.
that MCU Spider might not be like,
I don't know.
with superpowers or anything like that.
Depending on what the MCU does, I don't know. I have a feeling they're gonna like introduce him already within the MCU because of that scene and whatnot. Because his uncle, what you call, is the Prowler, and that's what Childish Gambino's character was playing. And
Jesus, they have a lot of stars in this.
Yeah.
yeah.
What was the budget on this?
This one had.
Oh,
a
this
huge
one,
amount.
it must have been.
Boy, they made a
astronomical.
killing though,
On the,
like right
on
off
the
the
early
bat.
release, it was
$240 million.
yeah, I was gonna say
or
200
Yeah.
million or something.
They beat like Infinity War and all the other biggest
Yeah.
Marvel movies
Yep.
just with this one. And it's technically is like a Sony movie too. It's not really
Yeah. like
like a Disney movie. They just have that,
Yeah.
that agreement to share Spider-Man or whatever.
Is Sony more?
Sony owns like the rights
The
to
rights.
the character Spider-Man, so they
Yeah.
struck a deal with Disney. Like when we do the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff,
Because
like
Disney
we'll-
bought Marvel.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man's like outside, greed, whatever,
Yeah.
capitalist greed,
Yeah.
shit. So they're sharing it or something with
Spider-Man was a
Sony.
play on late-stage capitalism.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
Yeah,
what went over my head.
When
It would've
Marvel
been
was going
hilarious if
under in
Tobey-
the 90s.
Tobey Maguire comes back and just starts spewing right-wing
Yes.
propaganda. He starts saying
because he's the older one.
he literally is older. He's got gray hair. He's like, "Patriots are in control. Trust the
Oh
plan."
my
Yeah.
god.
It would have been hilarious. Everybody was like,
Yeah.
"This is the guy who was doing it."
The Tom Holland's the leftist, universal health care,
Yeah.
universal basic income, etc.
Here's what I actually enjoy. You said that they snuck something woke in, but it's weird because I don't like superhero movies, but at this point they seem to be the only genre, or they're not completely immune to it, but they don't usually do woke shit because they just have nothing. They have no interest.
Yeah.
It's hard to tie a woke thing into a
It is.
plot line
It
that's
is.
going to attract.
Well,
They do try though. They
They-
do try.
Yeah, they try.
Usually,
but
when they do, it's like very obvious, and it'll people notice and they don't like it. So
Yeah.
I feel like they don't try that often.
it was funny because I was on Facebook and there's that new rumor about the next 007 isn't going to be a he or a she. It's going to be a them. It could possibly be a them, they, or whatever. And a friend of mine who is ex-military wrote this great little status. He's like, 007 could be a woman, could be black, white, could be a man, whatever. He's like, but at the end of the day, they're a gun-toting, murderous assassin who puts themselves in between danger and saving the world. No one who is selfish enough that needs everyone to make up a pronoun for them is ever going to put themselves in the place of saving the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're 007, you got bigger problems than the right pronoun being used for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Fair enough. I don't know.
Speaking like a true white man.
yeah,
That's fine.
a true white cis man. Yeah.
Yep.
So, what else you guys want to get into about Spider-Man before we wrap it up and give it our ratings and then move on to our Christmas special?
What didn't you guys like?
What didn't I like?
Because everybody's talking about what they liked.
Yeah.
Good question.
You know what really
Didn't have
really-
Denzel. That's what I didn't like about it. I don't like any movies that don't have Denzel Washington in it.
What really upset me, and I didn't like it, was so I collect the Spider-Man pops, and the black and gold Spider-Man suit came out for the movie, and the pop looked awesome, and I was like, "Oh, this is dope! Black and gold, it looks so cool." You get to the movie, he's wearing his suit inside out. I was like, "This is bullshit." I was thinking like Doctor Strange gave him a suit or something.
Yeah.
He has like a new stealth mode suit or something. Nope, it's inside out. I was like, if I knew that, I wouldn't have bought the pop. I would have never spent the money
So-
on it.
so-
You should have asked me, man.
Yeah.
So your only con is that Funko did false advertisement on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They conned him.
Wait,
Condom.
what's the name
His
on
only
the
con
box
was he
for the
got
suit?
conned.
Black and gold suit.
I didn't really have a negative, to be honest with you. I enjoyed the whole thing through and through.
Honestly, yeah, I don't know.
Can't think of a negative. I'm over here thinking about it, but
I'm trying to think. Didn't really have a negative to it, to be honest. I don't know.
Here's a negative, but this is not really a negative. Well, why would you put Captain America's shield on the Statue of Liberty? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the new and improved one. I don't know. You know, they could have also done when the tears started opening up and you saw those white figures from the other universes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Easter eggs in there, but you couldn't really tell who was who.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of a close call where, like, maybe a Hobgoblin was coming out. Maybe, a different Venom. Just something, like, that we haven't seen yet, like a big, solid Easter egg in there.
Okay, hang on. I just thought of a negative, right? So we didn't really get much into Tom Hardy and his part. I watched Venom, and I thought that he would have been a one of the 6 or whatever villains coming through. And I mean, he did come through as one of the people that came through because they knew Spider-Man. But his role, it was bullshit. He was still in the bar drinking, and then he got zapped back when it was over. It was like a cop-out just as a way to get the symbiote into the MCU.
I don't know what their plan is for that. Like, I don't know.
So I'm assuming that he's not going to be playing that role.
I don't know.
No,
It seemed like it
he
was a
still has
cop-out.
another movie coming out.
Yeah.
It's,
But wait,
if-
wasn't Tom Holland in the end credit scenes to Venom?
Yes, he was on TV. He in the end credit scene of Venom.
the second one, yeah.
That like warp thing happens to him while he's like in bed in Mexico.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
comes out and he's watching TV and it says, Spider-Man, Peter Parker is Spider-Man on television, the thing you
Yeah.
saw at the beginning of the movie. And Venom's like, he's like him. I want him or something. Yeah. So like it led you to believe he would have been important in the movie, and then he's just at the bar in the end credit scene and he gets
It
zapped
is
away.
a cop out, but piece of Venom stayed behind.
Yep.
And sky's the limits now. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, they left it open for interpretation.
I'm not gonna get upset because I'm gonna give him a shot to let's see what like the MCU Disney can do with Venom because it's a great character.
Yeah.
Hell
It's great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me ask you guys something before we you guys like reviewing. Movies are not necessarily my thing because I just don't. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I don't know why. Probably because I don't have any culture in me. Do you guys do older movies or do you just do the newer?
Mainly
what's
the
coming
newer.
out.
Mainly the newer ones. Like
Yeah.
it's also it's got to for two doing men, it's got to be something that me and Chris both are into or
Yeah.
watching. I mean, like sometimes we might do a random thing that the other one doesn't watch, but something that we both are into is like Marvel. So
Yeah.
it just
Okay.
works that we could review these things. Like I like a lot of other random movies too for everybody listening and
Yeah.
whatnot, but it has to line up. And then sometimes you guys help us and whatnot. It's fun to bring guests on. What they gotta say and whatnot.
And for us, it's more of a newer, right? Like Disney.
Well, you guys have been doing the
Plus,
reactions.
yeah,
Yeah,
reactions.
we
Yeah,
do,
so
like,
we'll
the
do like
trailer
the trailer reaction videos. So any trailers that drop, we'll do a reaction to the trailers.
Okay,
So they do movie reviews, show reviews. We do trailer reactions.
gotcha. I'm gonna
Yeah,
start
yeah.
doing movie reviews of older movies. Like
good, yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Machinist.
yeah.
Do it, yeah.
I watched The Machinist, and I was like, this is kind of just American Psycho, where his whole reality is a delusion, and he doesn't see himself as he is. And I was like, same character, or it's the same main actor, and it's the same narrative, basically,
Yeah.
with different things switched around. And I was like, why am I trying to edge this whole way through this fucking movie like I'm going to get something at the end of this? There was nothing at the end of it that was like different or no twists outside of that character's journey, that the Psycho's journey, basically, that American Psycho set that precedent where it's like he's seeing all of this and it's all just a delusion. You don't know till about hour 25 in.
Out of the 2
and then I
hours,
was
yeah.
watching The Machinist. I was like, oh, he lost a lot of weight. Very good. Going to be very interesting. And then I realized, oh, he's just a psychopath again. He's just the same thing. It's just a different fucking. Now he grew up in like Ohio.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Yeah.
only difference.
Like a retcon the details of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, do it, man.
Now,
I'd watch those.
That's a good point. Do you have a problem with actors that get typecasted?
No, I don't. I have a problem with movies that do the same exact narrative. They take the same template of
Right.
a narrative and then
Change the details.
replace details.
Yeah.
Well, that's the world we live in now. Watch, rinse, repeat.
Because me, it's like, I don't have a problem with guys getting typecasted, but like bad actors is my big thing. So this is going to be very controversial.
Oh boy.
Sylvester Stallone.
Well, hang on. Is this, maybe we save this for the Christmas special. We want. This is still the
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
review.
okay, yeah, all right.
Before
All
we're
right,
gonna
all
go off on another
I
45
know we're so
minute
close
tangent.
to ending it.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say you don't like Sylvester Stallone?
As an actor, no.
Oh boy.
What about as a human being?
Human being, yeah, he's a nice guy.
Oh, fuck.
All right,
We're the opposite. I hate him
let's-
as a human being, but I love him as an actor.
Oh, really?
let's wrap this up. Let's give it a number rating. What do you think?
I
Trill?
mean, yeah. I think we all know where this is going.
Out of 10 or out of 5?
out of 10.
Out of 10,
Out of what? One to
300.
10. One being awful, 10 being perfect.
With this movie, damn. I gotta say, I'll give it a 9.5.
Wow, you dropped it, knocked to 5 points. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot. Me, I'm gonna say it's a solid 10.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with a 10. There was action, there was emotion, there was nostalgia. There was a little bit of everything. The continuity that we're always talking about. It confirmed, like, we've been talking, making plenty of theories in all our other reviews. It confirmed a few of those and stuff. So I'm excited for what comes next. I'm excited for Hawkeye next week. Now knowing that Spider-Man took place around the same time, I don't think we're gonna see.
No.
I don't think we're gonna see like a big Spider-Man swooping in, but I think there's gonna be a comment or something of like, I can't believe the Statue of Liberty just fell down or whatever.
So ditto to everything Captain said. I'm also going to give it a 10. Sorry, Jerry, but we like to give high ratings here. But I mean, could you think of a movie
I would like
that
to
had,
formally apologize. I'm sorry to cut you off.
okay.
Jerry, I formally apologize to you for saying it was a good movie. I didn't mean to spoil it for you.
But look, could you think of a
He'll
movie
get
that
it.
had more expectations than this movie? And could you think of a movie that like you kind of knew what was going to happen and then it happened and you're still just as surprised and you're
Yeah.
still just as satisfied?
Yep.
So that it was perfect. Everyone pretty much knew that Garfield were coming back, that Maguire was coming back, that even Matt Murdock was coming back,
Yeah.
was going to be in it, right? We knew, like we're not
Yeah.
idiots, and it happened, and it was perfect.
You still cheered.
You still cheered. It was still done perfectly, and that's hard to do.
Yep.
Like they tried to not spoil things, but we knew we're not idiots.
Yeah.
And they still pulled it off. So 10, they did it perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That marketing, bro, that Sony did for this movie, they didn't even have to do anything.
No,
they
they
just
didn't, yeah.
pretty much like those rumors were going on and whatnot around the internet, and then they were like, "All right, go at it."
Yeah.
And whatnot. They didn't really have to do anything. They didn't
Saved-
have to
saved-
drop a
saved,
third trailer or anything
They
like
saved
that.
marketing money.
That was it. That
Yeah.
was like an awesome marketing scheme what they did with this movie.
It was.
to be honest.
All right, let's wrap it
So,
up. Cap.
one
Do
thing. One more thing. Yeah. Do you think they told Jamie Foxx to leak that photo and then take it down? They probably told him
What?
to
I don't
release
know.
it,
There's
then
rumors.
get in trouble for him to take it down, like he leaked
What? I don't know what
something.
photo.
There's
But I'm pretty
marketing
sure
schemes where
they told
do
him
that.
to release that.
There's marketing schemes where they do that. Like,
Yep. Yeah,
that
they'll
was
be like, "All right, just put this up and then take it down real quick or whatever."
Yeah, and then we're gonna act like we're mad at you, but we're not mad at you because you're almost like kind of like the sixth star of the film. So
Yeah.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah, it was a picture. It was like, what was it, Electro, and then it was supposed to be.
Well, it was him. It was him versus three of them. So it was like his eyes, like his face, and then three of them staring at him. Up.
And he was like, "I'm ready to battle like Spider-Man."
Yeah,
or something
Spider-Man,
like
something like that. Yeah.
So,
And then they told him to take it down.
yeah.
All right, everybody.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining us for this review. Doom Nation, tune in. We're going to have the Christmas special coming up right after this. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys again. I hope you guys get out there and watch Spider-Man and enjoy it just as much as we did.
Yeah, I hope you did watch it if you watching our review
Yeah.
because we just spoiled the entire thing for you. But all right, yeah, thanks. Goodbye, everybody.
Later.